Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've had a request to video how I remove and apply my Polygel nails. So it just so happens that I'm removing this set today. Now I've already done the fingers. I'm not going to show you every single finger because not only would I be demented recording that, you'd be demented watching that. So I've done most of the work on them. There's wee bits left, but I'm not worried about that. And I'm actually going to show you on my thumb. So I'm still using the Melody Susie Scamander e-file that I reviewed a while back. I love this thing. I'm so happy with it. I am not interested in finding another drill right now. I'm using one of the ceramic bits. This is a coarse bit. This is also a Melody Susie bit. So for the time being I'll use that until we get a bit closer to the nail, and then we'll go on to something different. Now I'm not going to chat the way through this because you won't hear me, so I'm going to put music on while I file this off, and then after I've done that I'll come back and we'll talk about the next bit. I'm sorry guys, I didn't press record again, but all I did was the bit that was on it, the coarse bit, I used that to drill most of the way down, and then I put a extra fine bit on and finished off with that till I got to the stage that I'm at now. This is my removal box, and in it I've got bits and bobs to help me take everything off. That's spare arbor bands. I've got some tin foil that's already, that one's not good anymore, okay. Got some tin foil that's already ripped up into squares. I do have some remover pads, use them sometimes. I've got bits of cotton wool, I've got my knickers that I take off my gems with, and I've got this that I scrape the Polygel or whatever off while it's softening in the acrylic file for obvious reasons. And I use these sometimes just to hold the foil on, depends what I'm doing. I've got these as well, but they're actually kind of rubbish because my fingers are quite small and they tend to fall off. Even with cotton wool on, they tend to come off, so I don't use them very often. If I do, I'll have to bulk them out a wee bit. So that's my removal box. I'll show you these later, how I use them. Maybe not in this video, but I will show you at some point. So I'm going to get sorted, and I'm going to get my bits of cotton wool all laid out and get my fingers wrapped up, and I'll show you how I do this. Okay, so I've got my cuticle oil, I've got acetone which I need to refill, I've got my foils, and I've got my cotton wool. So I like to use a wee bit oil around my cuticle when I'm doing this. Same way if I soak off, I put some cuticle oil on my fingers before I start soaking. So saturate your cotton wool, lay your finger on and wrap it up. And twist. And there we go, keep it nice and secure. I'm just going to do that with all of them, and I'll come back and show you the thumb. Now, for obvious reasons, the thumb can be awkward to wrap because it's a different angle, blah blah blah, but you've just got to persevere until you get it as secure as you possibly can. And there we go. So if I were going to put these clips on, I would just put them over the top of the foil, and hopefully that would hold them on. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they ping off my fingers, but not all the time. So I'll come back in a wee while when this has been on for maybe 10 minutes, and we'll check and see the progress. I'm back. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, let me see. It's actually been 11 minutes. So I'm going to take these off and have a wee look and see where we're at. Do not scrape your nails too hard if it's not ready to come off. re-soak the pad and put it back on. Do not scrape your nails and force stuff to come off. If it doesn't come off with a gentle push, it's not ready. So if that nail's not ready, that was the first one we did, so if that's not ready, there's none of the rest of them ready. So I'll be back in another 5 minutes. It's been another 5 minutes. So let's have another wee look at this. That's better. I'm quite happy to leave a tiny wee bit of product on my nail. That doesn't bother me too much, as long as it's not excessive. And my nails are all knackered. As I say, I bit them all doing a couple of weeks ago, so they're not doing too great. So I'm trying to be a wee bit kind to them. So I'm not going to file down too far. Okay, I'll take these all off and then I'll come back when it's time for the thumb. Okay, let's take this one off. You'll see that I'm actually wiping the product, the loose product off with the cotton wool before I swipe it away. I find that makes things easier. If you get the bulk off by wiping it, then you don't have a whole host left on the nail to have to push off. And there we go. That is my basic removal. When I was doing my nails the last time, I obviously slipped a wee bit with a drill, as I frequently do with this hand. So it does look a bit raw, but that's nothing to do with the removal. That's just because I'm clumsy with the e-file. So that's the removal. I'm also going to show you my application. Again, not on all fingers, but I'll show you my prep and application on one finger only, okay? Okay, so I like to start off by giving my nail a wee wipe with some IPA, which is isopropyl alcohol. I'm sure you all know that. Just to dry it out a wee bit, because I prefer to do a dry mani these days. I used to use cuticle remover and such like, and I do have some. And I use it sometimes, but not a lot these days. And even though I clean my tools every time I use them, and I do a deep clean every week, I like to give them a wee wipe with alcohol as well. So I start off and I'll take the nail down. This is if I'm applying tips, which I am. As I say, I've wrecked my nails. They're not growing very nicely at the moment, so we're going to use tips and just, what's that word? Improvise for real nails. Okay, so just taking it round a wee bit, bringing the nail down to the length of the fingertip. You don't want it much longer than that. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. So this, I love this cuticle pusher. It's a Your Sugar one. I've actually got the set. Let me see. So I've got this one as well, and obviously I've got the nippers. I've got the bigger nippers, which I use for taking off bigger stones, and I've also got both sets of tweezers. I love this range. They're absolutely brilliant. Definitely recommend. So start off by just pushing back anything that's on the nail that shouldn't be there. Nice and gentle, do not hurt yourself. Some of that might still be product, but I'm not going to stress out about that. It could be a wee bit of product still on there. As I say, I don't mind leaving product on my nail. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it comes off at this stage and sometimes I just build on top of it. And taking the other end, I just scoop what I've managed to loosen from my skin, and then I take my stiff brush and I squeeze some alcohol into that and get another wee scrub. just to take off whatever's on the nail. And have a wee look, see if you think it needs nipped, then nip it, but only after you've scraped it, all the junk off with that. Do not nip pink tissue, only nip what is white, because that is dead skin and safe to take off. Do not be taking too much off because number one, it hurts. Number two, it leaves your nail open to infection. So only take off what is white because that's your dead skin. Anything else that's pink round here, it's not dead, it's live tissue, and you will make yourself bleed. So I'm just going to give these a quick wipe because I'm finished with them for the time being. Does anybody else keep covers on things? I even keep covers on all my tweezers. And I'm finished with that for the time being. So this is how we're looking. Now as you can see, the alcohol's kind of dehydrated my nail for me, so I tend not to use a dehydrator. But when I'm applying my tips, you'll see that I do use a primer. So I'm going to get organised and I'll be back to apply my tip. Moving on to tip application. I got these from either eBay or Amazon. I'll try and remember to link them if I can find them again. Because I wanted the pre-pinched ones because I'm really not very good at putting a C-curve in. So these ones, they're quite flexible. They're really nice to work with. If you've got a curve to your nail, they're brilliant. If you haven't got a curve to your nail, they do flatten out nicely. So this is a size 2 and it is slightly big, but the 3 is far too small. So I need to take down the sides, no, not that one. So whatever you do to one side of a tip, do to the other as well, or it will look odd, I can assure you. See how thin and flexible they are. Now it needs to go from sidewall to sidewall. So make sure if there's tips that don't fit exactly on your nail, go for the bigger option and do this and take them down a wee bit. Till they're a better fit. You don't want them hanging over, that's no good either, but if you can see, it now goes sidewall to sidewall, and that's what you want. Okay, so let me get rid of that. And let me shut this box before I send all those tips flying, because we all know that I will. I'm just going to give this a wee wipe out with some alcohol, just to make sure it's dust free. And then on my nail, this is a 100/180, but it's an older file, and I'm just going to buff it a wee bit. I am not going too hard on my nail. It's literally just the surface layer to give the product something to stick to. That's as much as I'm going to do. So the glue I use, surprise, surprise, it's a cheap one and I love it. It's the Technic stuff, and I get it from a shop called Body Care. This is the best glue I've found, except when it starts to get old like this. It does tend to get a bit sticky round the lid, but I just keep wiping it and I use it to the last gasp. So applying the tip, you only need a wee bit glue. Do not put lots of glue on, or you'll find that it slides about your nail and it takes ages to dry and it's no fun. So just a small amount, that's all you need. Don't know if you can see that. That's it. And then find where they fit sidewall to sidewall and press down. Now I press down on the tip first and leave it there for a good 5 seconds anyway. And then when I think I've left it enough time, I'll move on to the wings and I hold the wings in and make sure that they're stuck. Now these tips you don't really need to blend, another reason why I like them so much, but I usually do give the wings just a wee buff over, just because I think it makes it look nicer. Because sometimes I'm quite fond of going about with no polish on. I like just natural nails. Although they're not natural when they've got a ton of acrylic on them or polygel or whatever, but you know what I mean. So, once that's on, we're going to clip them. Just need to get some time to properly dry. Put this back. Now, 9 times out of 10, I do put my tips on squint because I can't see properly. See? But I don't worry about it because at the end of the day, it's only a nail. Another wee tip is try to keep the tips as close to the edge of your nail as possible. This is only a platform. This is going to give you no strength whatsoever. So if you're putting your tip on away down here, you're only going to have this amount of room for your product, which is what is your strength. So that is no good. So get your tip as close to the edge of your nail as you possibly can. See, mine's is a bit shorter at this side than what it is at that side. But I've had to bring it down that far on this side so that it reaches the same area on that side. Does that make sense? Yeah. So keep them as far to the edge as possible and don't bring them down the nail because it's your product that gives you the strength and not the tip. So I am still using these that I reviewed a while back. I'll link them if I can still find the link. I love them. They do a great job. So what I tend to do is I usually allow more than I want for the actual length that I want the nail to be, just so that it gives you room for filing and any mistakes, because let's face it, I do make a lot of mistakes. Oh, so let's get rid of that, and I'm going to maybe take that down just a wee tiny bit more. Yeah, I don't know where that went, but I'm sure I'll find it when I'm hoovering. Oh, there it is. Right, okay. So, I always try to put things away as I go because I hate having things lying around. So, let me just put these back. Okay. Now this file, as I say, it's an old one, so it's no good for filing this tip. So I've got a Burano. Again, this is 100/180, but it's a newer file, so it does a much better job. Now, I'm still working out filing and how I get the best look that I want for the shape that I want. So, start from your sidewall. Make sure your nail is coming straight out, but it should be, if you've lined it up properly and you have measured it properly, it should be coming straight out from your sidewalls of your nails, and you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. So I want a shape like this, which is like a tapered square. So I'm going to try and do a tapered square on camera. Please don't judge me. If you notice, I'm actually moving my hand rather than moving the file because I'm right-handed, and I find that this gives me a wee bit more control. So I tend to do that quite a lot when I'm doing my right hand. As I say, my filing is not the best. I'm still learning the best techniques, the best ways to do things. But it's a work in progress. My nail journey doesn't start and stop overnight. You're always learning. Okay, that's not too bad, eh? Not too bad at all. And I don't like to file too much while the nail's still flimsy, because obviously, I mean, the glue's dry, and as I say, it's reliable glue, but there's always the chance of knocking this off, which nobody wants. So that's quite enough filing while your nail is still, shall we say, susceptible. So I'm going to get all my Polygel stuff organised and I will be right back. So I'm using Burano at the moment as my system of choice. I absolutely love it, and when I'm getting low I will be ordering more Polygel. I'm not so fussed about the slip solution. I do enjoy it, but it's just basically alcohol in it, and I've always got alcohol. So this one is slightly different. You put the base coat on first and then you put the primer. Why? I have no idea. So I usually just put the slip solution into the lid. Leave that sitting there in case I need some more. And we're going to start with, did you see my nail still dehydrated from the alcohol? So I don't really need to worry about that. I did give these a wee buff just to, yep, sorry about that, I have a child looking for a washing basket. Yeah, I gave these a wee buff at the sides just to make sure they were flat enough to the nail. So we're going to start with the base coat. I'm going to put a layer of this on, cure it for 60 seconds, and then we'll move on to the primer. Don't want too thick a coat. Again, remember to try and avoid your skin. If you do get it on your skin, wipe it off before curing. Now, a lot of people say that you need to buff the tips if it's gel you're using. Now I'm putting this base coat straight over the tip. I've never found that I've had to buff them, to be completely honest. I haven't found that at all. Here's my clean up brush, so I'm just going to take that away for the cuticle there. I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds and I'll be right back. That's that. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing with the primer. Again, try and keep it thin. We don't need a lot, just enough to make the Polygel grip and want to stay on the nail. I was having a conversation with somebody in the comments of one of my recent videos about doing my non-dominant hand, and I really do think it's just muscle memory. Once you do it 287,000 times, your hand just sort of remembers where to go and where to rest, and it makes it a whole lot easier. Obviously, practice makes perfect, but I think if you just keep going, you will get better. That's all I'm going to say, is that that's all you can do is practice and you will get there. Even though I still get it all over my skin, but it's easy to clean up. Okay, I'm going to cure this and I'll be right back. Okay, that's both of those cured. So I'm not going to talk through applying the Polygel. I'm going to put some music on. If there's any pertinent bits where I need to stop and do a voiceover, I will, but for the most part it's just going to be a voiceover and some music. So as you can see, I've sped up the whole polygel process and the filing process. Now I've changed camera angles, I've zoomed in and out now and again, but I haven't left any of it out. I've included the whole lot so you can see, number one, how much I faff with the polygel before I'm happy with it, and number two, how much filing it actually takes per nail if you're as easily annoyed as what I am. Now I'm just going to give it a wee wipe with some alcohol and check it again from all angles. Make sure you get all the dust out, not just from the top but from underneath as well. Yep, I like the look of that. It's buffed, it feels nice and smooth. It's not too bulky. It's a nice shape, it's a nice length. I'm quite happy with that. What do you think? I'm going to put top coat on it. So here we have the Brenner top coat. So we're going to do that, and then this nail will be finished. I'm concentrating. Can you tell? I have found that Banano is not the clearest polygel. It is a wee bit cloudy, but I don't know if that's to do with the slip solution or what, but it's not the clearest. I mean, this is clear builder gel, and when that's clean without any dust in it, you can actually read through it. But yeah, my hands are a bit dusty just now, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds and then I'll be back. And I'm also going to put a wee bit of top coat underneath the tip. In the hopes of making it a wee bit clearer. To be honest, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but I'll still just do a wee bit. And then again, cure that for 60 seconds. And there we go. What do you think? Nice and quick and easy. And as always, for any service at all, doesn't matter if it's just a simple mani and you're just doing cuticle work or whatever, always, always, always finish with cuticle oil. And remember, apply at least twice a day. At least. But I definitely recommend getting one of those wee pen things and taking it with you. And then you can just put oil on whenever you think about it. So there we go. I hope this video was helpful. If it wasn't helpful, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I'd like to do a couple of wee shout outs. The person that requested this video, the application and removal of my polygel, was actually Gina Rose. I'll link her Instagram below. I don't think she's got a YouTube, but if she has, that link will be there as well. I'd also like to shout out Sarah from Pumpkin's Nail Station. Honestly guys, I cannot say enough about what this lassie does. If you go over to her channel, you'll see how many videos she pumps out every week. She's a great friend, she's a great nail artist. Go and check her out. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!